When it comes to doing analysis or research, whether we realize it or not, we may be actively participating in what is known as research bias. Research bias is when someone analyzes data a certain way so that it supports their specific belief or opinion. Taking it a step further, it can also be when someone influences the results of a study to attain a specific outcome. In this module, we will be covering only a few of the possible biases that fall under the category of research bias. There are many different types of research bias that affect the results of our analysis. Confirmation bias is when we prefer the outcome of a study to go a certain way, and so we mainly refer to data that supports our preferences. As a result, the information that is collected won't accurately reflect the whole picture of a situation. The next common bias is known as selection bias. Selection bias is when we go out of our way to select certain bits of data. The data chosen is that of which often reflects our opinions or views. An example of selection bias in action would be through the use of a survey. Rather than having any random person participate, there is usually a set of criteria that must be met before someone is allowed to participate in a survey. Since the selection of participants is not truly random, it tends not to be an accurate reflection of a larger group of people. The researcher may also not include certain groups in the survey, which is a coverage error, but a good example of selection bias. Availability bias is the way in which we tend to make decisions solely based on the information that is available to them. For instance, you may discover that your YouTube channel may be getting a lot of attention, so you spend more time and effort developing it. As you're solely focused on the attention and traction that the channel is getting, you may overlook the possibility that the traction was caused by a similar trending video. Other factors will have to be taken into account during the development of the YouTube channel, rather than only relying on one variable. As mentioned previously, these are only a few of the wide variety of biases that can take place when conducting research. The best way to prevent biases from affecting your research and to keep your data as objective as possible is to arm yourself with the knowledge of their existence. Knowing that biases are likely to occur will help keep you in check when it comes to inadvertently using them as you conduct your research. Sometimes another person or second set of eyes can also help you in looking out for these biases, as they are not always intentional.